What's up guys, in this video I'm going to go over all the upgrades and accessories I did to my Can-Am Maverick. Most of these upgrades are things that I like and work well with my riding style. You guys might like different things or different brands, which is cool, but these are just some of the things that I like and thought that you guys might be interested as well. Now most of these upgrades can be applied to any Maverick, whether you have a 4-seater, 2-seater, DS, RS, RC, they're all pretty interchangeable, and a lot of these also go on different types of side-by-sides. If you have a Razor, a Talon, Speed, Yamaha, all these are pretty interchangeable. And I'll be putting links to all these products in the description below if any of you guys want to check out these products for yourselves. This is a 2018 Can-Am Maverick X3 XRC. It's the Rock Crawler edition. So it did come with a built-in winch, which is pretty cool here. I've used it a couple times, works really well, super handy. I've never been one to go out and put a winch on my side-by-side, but now that I have it, it's definitely come in handy for sure. Most of the time when I use it, it's to tip someone sideways so that they can change a tire or adjust their suspension. So that's been really easy to just hook up the winch, tilt them sideways, let them change their tire, do what they need to do, drop it back down. This winch does have a fabric line, which is a lot safer, so that if it snaps, it just falls to the ground and it doesn't shoot forwards or backwards and injure anyone. So if you do get a winch, you might want to look into the fabric band. Next is the tires. I have 32-inch rock tires. They are Tusk Terabyte tires. They are made by Rocky Mountain ATV, and they're actually pretty good tires. I've had them for about a season and there's a little bit of wear, nothing too bad. They get a lot of traction and hook up when you need to, and they also do pretty good out here in the sand, particularly if you're in 4x4. And the nice thing about these wheels is that they're beadlocked, so you can air down a little bit if you want to get a bigger footprint if you're rock crawling, or get some more traction if you're in the sand. I believe I'm running these rock tires at about 10 PSI. I could probably drop them down to 8 and be just fine, but since I'm going back and forth between sand and rock, I'm just gonna leave them at 10 for now. The next thing that I added is this front shock tower support. It's a little hard to see, but it's actually a square. It goes down and mounts right here and then goes all the way up, and it just provides a little bit more support to the shock towers because apparently they are known to fail. I just put this one by Super ATV on right when I got the Can-Am because I knew that was a weak point and I didn't want to have to deal with any issues. And it was pretty easy. You just have to take the plastics off. You don't have to crack the radiator line or anything, but it just strengthens that up a lot. The stock Mavericks come with another blue piece that just goes straight across, and that really doesn't provide much support, so I definitely recommend the shock tower support brace if you're planning on running it decently hard. And the next upgrade I did was I just flipped these shocks around. These shocks usually come the other way with the reservoir on the inside. There's a big space in here for them, but they just kind of look cooler if you flip them around. You can see them when you're driving, working, which is super cool. It doesn't affect performance at all. They're totally interchangeable, but the way these piggyback shocks, they're just a little bit angled. You will have to switch them left to right to make them work, and then also trim a little bit right here on the plastic so they don't rub. I've had very minimal, if any, rubbing at all since I've done that. But there's tons of videos on YouTube that'll kind of go through that process. Next is I have these Baja Design pod lights, which I really love. They're bright. They have 2 different types of lenses, 4 lights total, but there's 2 of each type. One's more of a spot, one's more of a flood. I put one on the driver's side and then I put one on the passenger side. And originally they were down here on the bumper, but I really didn't like that because being out at the dunes, sometimes your nose, dives in and you can, hit them on that. So I didn't want to risk damaging the lights if I stuffed the nose on something. So I put them up here. Now these mirrors I just put on this trip. So far they've been pretty good. I like that they're round and they're adjustable. You can adjust the mirror independently. The whole mirror tilts on a hinge and then it just clamps onto the roll bar and you can roll it around. They're pretty good. I was wanting them to be a little bit more bubbled than they are. So we'll see if I end up switching these to something else, but so far I like them. I think I'll give them a little bit more time before I decide if I want to switch to something else. I know other companies have the big square ones that are so big, and I didn't want to put those on the Maverick because you're already limited with visibility, and then putting a bigger side mirror on the side just cuts down that visibility even more. So I went with these smaller round ones. And I got one on the other side, and I added a rear view mirror as well so you can see out the back. And then one of my bigger upgrades was a roll cage, an aftermarket roll cage, assembled and purchased from FastLab UTV. I believe it is actually an LSK cage, a kit that you assemble and weld together. But FastLab UTV, I bought it from them and they put it together for me. They did a killer job. It just looks really nice. They did a good job matching it to the blue, so it's, you know, just looks like it's supposed to be on the vehicle. The powder coat is super nice. Their welds are super clean. I definitely feel a lot safer in this vehicle, and it also looks really good. And this cage came with an aluminum roof, which is super nice just to protect you in case of a rollover, and it also keeps, you know, the mud and the sand and the dirt and the sun off of you, which is really nice as well. The guys over at FastLab also welded in some tabs for me, one for the rear view mirror, and then they also put a couple whip tabs back here, one for each of the whips, and then another one in the middle for my rugged radio antenna, which was awesome. Now, my whips look a little bit sorry right now just because I've been driving through all these trees, and apparently trees just pop off the flags. They just grab hold of it and pull it off the top. There's supposed to be 2 of those little clips, but obviously there's only 1 because the tree just pulled it right off. But talking about the whips, they're awesome. I really like them. They are this really cool spiral LED light that are super bright, and they are RGB. So you can change them to any color you want. You can hook it up to your phone and control your patterns. These ones you can actually hook up to your turn signals so that when you hit your turn signal, they blink with them. You can do brake lights, reverse lights, all that stuff. You can check out one of my other videos. I'll link it here. But these are OMU whips, which I really like. And they also have this quick release bracket, so they come on and off really easily. Kind of hard to do with one hand right now. And then your electrical connection right here, but would definitely recommend it if you're looking for some good whips. These definitely got put through the test this weekend. Going through the trees, I probably hit them on half a dozen, not even, I mean dozens of trees just going through that, and they are still here and working perfectly. And another really good upgrade that I did was to install a particle separator, an SMB particle separator, which for those of you who don't know, is sort of like a pre-filter that spins the air before it goes into the intake and shoots the dust out the bottom, so that you're getting much cleaner air before it even goes into your air filter and then your engine. So it's just a really good way to keep your engine clean and prevent any damages. Coming around to the side over here, this is pretty cool. This is a Kemimoto clear clutch cover. You can usually see through it a lot better than you can now, but I've been out playing, I got it muddy, I got it dirty. So it's kind of hard to see through, but you can still see through it. You can see your clutches, you can see your belt. I love this because it's a really quick and easy way to check the condition of your belt if you think you might have blown it, so you don't have to pull the whole thing off. Just to check it, you can simply look through it and know right away. The cool thing about this is it also connects, there's RGB lights around here, so at night it can light up. You can change the different colors and make it look pretty cool. Another upgrade that I really like are these little clips right here. They're just little pins that replace the screws. You simply screw in this little stud right here, and you can use these clips to hold on your clutch cover so that you don't have to deal with tools or screw guns or anything like that. When you want to take this cover off, you just pull them, you pull all the pins off, and then your clutch cover comes off nice and easily. So that's a cool little upgrade right there. And right here, I've got my fire extinguisher mount. I know that not a lot of people will put it down here on the underside, but up top, I really didn't have a lot of room. I got my shock reservoirs up here. I've got a spare belt carrier over there. Just, there's a lot going on up here. So I wanted to put it under here, and it doesn't interfere with the tire at all because I kind of rolled it up a little bit, but it's a quick disconnect. It's on the driver's side, so if you have an issue, you can grab it easily. Other people, it's very visible with the red to them, so they can access it. So having a fire extinguisher is definitely a must. And I also really like this location, but make sure that you're not going to interfere with any of your suspension or your tire if you do mount something up here. Moving around to the back, this is a cargo box, but I believe it can actually double as a cooler, which is really cool. It's all water sealed, and it has a drain plug. So if you want, you can just fill it full of drinks and ice and be good to go. But I really like this one because it's a super easy install. It has a quick release latch right here, one on each side. So you undo this, you have to loosen this Allen and then undo the lever, and then the whole trunk can come out very quickly. So you don't have to deal with a lot of screws or anything like that. So that is really nice. So this one is made by Kemimoto. They've got a lot of great accessories that I like. And then inside you can see the rubber seal that they have, and I just throw in things in here like this is an air compressor that I really like. It just plugs into the cigarette lighter and you can pump up your tires, which is really cool. I always carry a first aid kit in case something happens, an emergency, you'll be good to go. And then this is a battery jumper. You can check out one of my other videos, I'll link it here. But if you ever have a low or dead battery, you can just connect this to your battery and it will jump it if you don't have jumper cables or there's no one else around. So that is definitely something I like to carry with me. And of course I've got a jacket in case it gets cold. I really do like this tool roll. I'll just put it right here. It just rolls up and I can put all of my wrenches and sockets and screwdrivers and zip ties and nuts and bolts and Allens and all kinds of stuff in here. And it just rolls up nice and easily. And I like it better than a toolbox because it just packs in a little bit easier and you can kind of organize your stuff. So having this tool roll, I definitely would recommend that. And then lastly, I've got this bag. This is just extra stuff. It's hose clamps, funnels, some fluids, things like that. Nothing too exciting, but things that you definitely should carry around with you. So, but yeah, I really do like this cargo box. It's got a lot of room for me and I can carry all the stuff that I need to. It's very versatile, easy install, quick in, quick out. If you ever want to put a spare tire or something else back there, it's really easy to swap this in and out. All right, now over on this side, this is another product by Kemimoto. This is a spare belt carrier, which is actually pretty cool. So you can conveniently and quickly get to your belt if you blow a belt and you want to change it out. You can just unscrew these and then your belt comes out. So that's something pretty handy that I like. And I did also install rock lights. I wish it was a little darker so you could see, but I've got my rock lights right here. Just a simple zip tie install, just because I did it quick and dirty, but it does the job for now. But I got those one under each corner of the fenders. You can see I got the other one right here, which is really cool. And then I put the fifth light under here, kind of above the exhaust behind the honeycomb. That way at night, you got the four corners lit up and then the honeycomb lights up as well. And those are also Bluetooth, RGB, connects to your phone, all that, so you can choose whatever color and style you want. And the last upgrade before we go inside is this chase light. This is just kind of like a amber light that could be used as a headlight, but I turned it around and I'm using it as a chase light just because I didn't want to put a big bulky chase light up there and weld tabs and all that stuff. So I just put this amber light right here, which is super helpful in the dust. A lot of times these whips, even if they're on, they're not bright enough to see someone through the dust. But if you have that chase light on, that cuts right through the dust and people behind you can see you really easily, which is really good. And you guys probably noticed this little mud flappy thing. That's made by, what is it? Rock blocks. Yeah, so those came on it when I got the car, and it actually had some that came on the fender right here and then also on the front fender, but I don't really do a lot of mud in and all that stuff, so I took those off. But I did like the ones down here because it kind of keeps rocks and shit out of your hub and axle area, just to kind of protect that a little bit. So I left those on, and the blue was close enough to the blue that I got right here. So I left those on. All right, so now coming into the car, one upgrade that I added is the rugged radio with the intercom system. So rugged radio allows me to talk car to car. I can talk to someone else. And the intercom system allows me to talk to the passenger through the helmet. I like to wear a street bike helmet just because there's no sun visor and it doesn't catch in the wind. You can be going pretty fast in these, and that'll be annoying if it's pulling on your helmet. And I put the rugged radio intercom in there. I've got the earpieces and the microphone that connect here. So you just plug in, one for the passenger, one for the driver, and you're good to go. This is also Bluetooth to your phone, so you can make phone calls, hear incoming notifications, and send out texts if you want. And on the steering wheel, I put the push to talk button. So when you want to talk to another car, you just push this button and you can start talking to them. Put my passengers right here so they can just reach down and touch their button. But obviously with the intercom, all you have to do is talk and you can hear each other. Next upgrade is the shift gate, also by Kemimoto, which is really cool because, as you know, this is usually just plastic and these little channels can wear out. So having this aluminum shift gate right here just really locks in your shifter and prevents you from slipping out and prevents it from wearing down. So that's really nice. Another upgrade I did was these interior lights, these LED lights that I just stuck in here. They just are sticky. 3M double-sided tape that sticks to the roof and wired them in. They don't draw very much power, so that's really nice. But when it's dark at night and you're trying to find stuff or find the right switch, it's really nice to have these lights in here that'll brighten everything up and you can find what you're looking for. Obviously, I got my pod lights right here. I've got my whip lights right here, and I tied the clutch cover lights into that so the whips go on at the same time the clutch cover lights do as well. And then right here is the switch for the rear chase amber light. I just did that as zombie light for fun. And the previous owner also put in this XTC turn signal kit for left turn, right turn, hazards, horn, which connect to these lights right here, one on the other side as well as the brake lights. So if you want to drive your car on the street, you need to have turn signals and a horn and all that stuff. So that kit allows you to do that if you want. And this is probably one of my favorites, is this cargo box, the center console box, obviously by Kemimoto again. I can just put all kinds of stuff in here, like my wallet. This is a clutch changing tool, which is super handy. It just screws in and then hinges over so you can change your belt really quickly. Also made by Kemimoto. I swear this video is not sponsored. I just like a lot of their stuff. They have good prices and good quality. So I really like this center console case, and it just clips on. There's no drilling, no screwing. This cover, it just clips onto it, which is really cool. You can even, if you have like emergency and medical stuff, you could even just pop this out, carry it by the handle right here, and take it with you, which is really cool. I've also got PRP door pouches just to put your phone, wallet, snacks, things like that. I've also got one over here on this side where glasses. I usually keep a microfiber cloth to wipe my helmet. So having those are super handy for the storage. I also run a wrist restraint just because it keeps you safe in an accident, keeps your arm from flying out and getting crushed by the roll cage. I've heard horror stories of people getting serious injuries from that. So just having this to keep your arm from flying out, super handy. One on the driver's side as well as the passenger side. And this upgrade is pretty cool. The door handle latch, I believe the Can-Am comes stock with a little strap that you have to pull, and I don't know, it's just kind of low quality in my opinion. So just having this nice little handle that you can squeeze and open the door makes it a whole lot nicer and easier for your passenger as well. Something else that I have for my Can-Am Maverick that is not here with me are sand tires. I have Fullerton sand tires, which are awesome. I've gone through so many different sets. I've gone through sand strippers, sand blasters, sand tires unlimited. I found that the Fullerton sand tires are just the best ones that I found out there. They just seem to perform well. They are a nice lightweight, they're durable, and they really perform well on this car. I love having the front razors that help you turn, and it's got a really aggressive paddle in the back that'll really help you get traction. I'm not really a racer or jumping or doing any of that. I'm more of just a dooner cruising. I like to slide sideways and drift, a little bit of jumping for that. And I know paddles there's some good for dragging, some that are better for dooning. I'm a dooner, so if your driving style is like me, I would definitely recommend Fullerton sand tires. I also have rims on them that are beadlocks, which is great because you can slide sideways and not worry about rolling it off the bead, and you can lower your air pressure in the tire so that you can get a smoother ride. And I think that's about it. That's all the upgrades that I did to my Can-Am. I researched a lot to find the best product, the best price, but these are just some of the things that I like. Thought you guys might like them too. If you're interested in anything that I've shown you today, you can find links to these in the description below, so you can check those out if you want to get them for yourself. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you found this video useful. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Be safe out there.